Howdy. Can y'all see me? We are live, folks, and it's an awkward one. As you can tell, I had to move myself upstairs because typically when I'm recording, my kids are asleep. Guess what? Tonight they're not. They're in my son's room. Um, it's a fucking mess. You can see that there's a mattress on the floor and easel on everything. Um, anyway, none of that's relevant, guys. Welcome to opening day of MLB Pro. The long off season is gone. And I couldn't be happier. I'm excited. Hopefully you guys are too. Hopefully some of y'all are here with me. I know this was advertised. It's really advertised with a lot more like preparation than I actually gave it. My apologies. As you can tell, I didn't leave work till 7 o'clock. It's on the train. Just got home a second ago. Um, yeah, sorry, Ryan. If you don't want to sit through it, man, let me know. I'm happy to stop, and we don't have to do this. I can do this tomorrow. I can record it at another time, right? And maybe just do a recap or something. Let me know if that's what you guys want to do. Let me know. I will absolutely stop doing this. So Soze's home, so or Kaiser's home. He can get to the games right off the bat. We can just go ahead and knock out a sim, and I can do a show. I can record it tomorrow. Like we're kind of doing a recap and then a preview of the games tomorrow, whatever you want to do. So I'm just going to dive into it. If we decide that that's what we want to do, I will go ahead and stop, and we can just go to the sim. But until I hear otherwise, I'm just going to go ahead and dive into opening day, man. Again, we've talked a lot about some of the storylines we wanted to get into today, and some of the things that some of the questions that came up today were which series I'm most excited about, which ones have the most intriguing storyline. And we'll get into a couple of those today. Another thing was teams flying under the radar, making some pushes. I think I've talked about that a little bit. Some of the teams I've had previews on. I'll get into a couple more today. Maybe with a little more explanation of why I wanted to see a little bit more out of these guys. And then predictions, right? There's a couple other things that we want to talk about too, but let's start with the most pressing thing, which is the series previews, guys, because I know that's what we're most excited about. We're most intrigued to, get off to a flying start and talk about who's playing who. So far, no objections outside of the Sub Miami group. So I'm just going to keep going. The first matchup I want to talk about probably isn't one that you really would think would show much interest. And then look, it's early in the season, so it's not going to really matter how this thing shakes out. But I'm interested to watch this Tigers Blue Jays game. I'm interested to watch the whole series, honestly, because it's a I don't want to use the word dichotomy is too obnoxious, but it's definitely a picture of two teams in different places in the American League, which by all accounts, as much as we hate to admit it, us National League fans, it's a stronger league, right? So when you look at the Tigers, who I think, if I'm remembering this correctly, are projected to finish second to dead last, which is an aggressive projection here by OTP, and we will get into a couple other things that I thought were out of this world in some of the projections they did. But it's also important to note that I think some of those things are going to be right. But anyway, the Tigers are a team that, by all accounts, we're all expecting to finish dead last in the American League Central. And the Blue Jays are a team that, the way they've been aggressively going to market and the way that they have spent money, we expect them to be one of the best, right? So this is one, again, that I don't think a lot of people will be sit here and be normally excited about. But for me, as an outsider, I'm interested to see what the Blue Jays can do against a team that doesn't have much going for it, right? I got the Jays projected lineup. I did go to some of my insider sources and was able to get a hold of the starting lineups for a couple of these teams. The Tigers refused to respond. Not super surprising is Jim McClar, whatever the guy's name is. He's not real involved in the day-to-day as his team's going through this operation. You don't live and die by teams struggling so badly. But the Jays is an interesting one to look at. They've reshaped this roster. They've built a really impressive group. And here's what it looks like. On opening day, the Jays are going to go Brian Inoue, the 2018 American League Rookie of the Year, followed by Bryce Harper, 2018 American League All-Star. Look, we can talk about that guy's capabilities all day long. He's a stud. Giancarlo Stanton is going to bat third, hitting in the DH. He was also an All-Star in 2018. Don Winston, who's never going to hit for average, but can smash the ball out of the ballpark. Maikel Franco, an All-Star in 2018. Jim Sullivan, an All-Star in 2018. Tim Hampton, Yadier Molina, one of the best catchers in the game. Maybe not offensively, but dude can catch. He can call a game. No questions there. And Andres Yanez, a guy who's been living on potential for years. Finally got out of Oakland, No disrespect to Oakland, but trying to get out of Oakland to a team that has expectations for him. Let's see how long he can hold on to this gig. And on the mound is Michael Pineda. That's the lineup straight down that is really, really interesting. And to me, I'm excited to see how this team puts together. Again, you're not going to see them against the top flight opponent in Detroit, but I'm excited to see what Toronto's going to throw together because we're all having big expectations for that. A lot of people expecting over 100 wins this year from the Toronto team. I don't think a lot of the American League East likes to hear that, but I wouldn't be surprised if Toronto makes 100 games. So I'm excited to see what they do in these first 3 games. Do they blow the fucking doors off Detroit? Do they put up 10, 15, 20 runs in 3 games and just come out of the door swinging and really put the fear of God into these American League teams? So anyway, that was game 1 that I want to talk about. Again, interesting that a lot of people know, but to me, it's a game that certainly packs just a tiny bit of lore. I did want to talk really quickly again about another team, probably not expected to do a lot, not to make a lot of noise this year, but it's somebody that's interesting to me. That's the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks take over against a team that is projected to win the division, the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Diamondbacks are projected actually to finish second to last, which I think is a mistake, and I'll talk about that later when they talk about the Padres finishing last, which is what OOTP, fuck off, Rocky, but what OOTP is projected them to finish. That stuff. You got real stuff. If anybody's here, is anybody even watching this thing? I don't know how this tracks visitors. So it tells me one person's watching. If it's literally just one person, there's no reason for me to do this, and says they can go ahead and we'll get this thing started off. You're going to watch our games. So let me know if you're even here, so I know if I should stop doing this. But anyway, Scott Clark is going to go with the Dodgers team, a dangerous Dodgers team to be sure. But I think if you look up and down this roster for the Diamondbacks, with Levi Michaels starting, hitting leadoff, playing shortstop, Arturo Velázquez in right field batting second, Rich Dixon, who's a very talented kid playing first base and batting third, Daz Cameron, a kid who again has been living off a lot of potential and hype. He's kind of post-hype now. Daz Cameron is one of these post-hype guys that you see a lot of really solid production out of long term. Hitting fourth, my man Shohei Ohtani, the guy I spent a lot of time discussing, and we've obviously seen some solid stuff coming from him for a long time, is going to hit fifth and start in left field for his first appearance. Matt Hanson, Owens, and then Arizona's going to go with the old bat to pitcher eighth and hit your worst hitter ninth. Alfredo Zavalla is going to bat down there. Sorry, that's actually work related. I don't know. Oh shit, I forgot to post the link, didn't I? Hang on one second. I've been talking to nobody. I'm on 2 different computers here. My Slack's over here. I'm over here. I'll put this up real quick so that everybody can, if they want to, jump in on it. My computer fucking sucks, guys. All right, there's the link. Brett, I appreciate you apparently being the guy that was hanging out with me, man. The rest of you, hop on over. I just finished up talking to you about the Blue Jays. I just finished up talking about the Diamondbacks and a couple of games that are maybe off the beaten path and off the radar. We can really quickly lay out the Dodgers opening lineup. Juan Hidalgo is going to hit first, playing second base. Javier Garcia, a very interesting third base prospect, is going to bat second. Jurickson Profar, the stalwart, is going to bat third. Roberto Lopez is going to bat fourth. Kyle Roller, a guy I like a lot, is going to bat fifth. Nick Plummer, Israel Cruz, Blake Sweetheart, and Jarred Cozart on the mound. So when you think about pitching matchups, Jarred Cozart versus Scott Clark, I like Scott Clark a significant amount more than I like Jarred Cozart. I think he's by far the better pitcher here. Cozart maybe has the experience. He maybe has, he's got the treads, if you want to call him that, on him. But I think Scott Clark's the better pitcher here. And I honestly think that the Diamondbacks can come away and win this thing. Not the series, but you win the first game in a 3-game series. I mean, you can do anything, right? You never know. So that's an interesting one to me, because I think if Arizona gets off to a hot start, he's been so patient out there. But could you see somebody try to make a move? I mean, could you see the Diamondbacks trying to make a move? Maybe. Andrew Morales goes tomorrow night. I mean, that kid's a very talented young man. You know, he did 26 games last year. He could be a great number 2. And you got Houck, and then Waka is number 4, and Ohtani's number 5. I mean, Houck is a bit more of a wild card than the other 2 guys, but it's a possibility that Arizona wins a game and makes a run of things here. Their own teams, but it is what it is, right? The game I want to talk about next is Angels Athletics, and the Angels are going chalk, right? They're a league favorite every year for a reason. They're very consistent. They're the exact same guys every year, year after year. Their lineup looks like Ryan Copeland's going to get the start. We're going Mike Trout, Daniel Paulini, Nomar Mazara, Zachary Cozart. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his first name. Oyashi, Pujols, Cutler, Kerr, and Zune batting 9th. You need a guy like Zune hitting 9th with his history. You know your lineup has some strength behind it. But the reason I want to talk about this is because the A's are one of my teams that could surprise. I talked about this a little bit before. Oakland is a team that I think has a shot. Now, it's an outside shot. It's an outside shot for sure. And they're in a very tough division. And they're in the wrong division trying to make a run like this. But I think Oakland is a team with a couple of breaks could really be a contender this year. And at least could push for a wild card spot. By no means are they winning this division. Oakland has no shot. They're not going to knock out LA. They're not going to knock out Seattle. And honestly, it's a stretch for them to make the wild card because you got those 2 teams and you have the American League East, which is so stacked. But I really like this team. It's a team I think could win close to 85, 90 games. And that's Kate, maybe I don't really have time to get into the whys and hows and who's and what. But they're my team to watch this year. A couple years ago, I was touting the Padres hard. Right? I was touting the Padres hard. They ended up winning a bunch of games. Last year, I was touting the Royals hard. But they ended up winning a lot of games. So I've been 2 for 2 in the last 2 years. This year, Oakland's my team. Oakland's my team. And again, Arizona, depending on what they can do. The problem is, I think Oakland doesn't have the pieces to move. They're going to have to do what they've got now. Arizona, if they do it, will be done dealing and trading and getting more players. Oakland can do it with what they've got right now. So that's a game for me to watch. I don't think they're going to win this series. Right? I don't think there's a chance. I didn't get a lineup from Oakland's representatives. They did not respond and let me know who's going out there for them. But if you have to look at their normal lineup here, you're going to look at Carlos Martinez. Carlos E. Martinez is getting the start here. It gets acquired from Toronto during the offseason. Guy's good. You know, he had a 3 ERA last year. He's somebody that could make a chance, make a difference here. Their lineup's solid. I mean, the guys like Mauer and Sparks and Davis in the middle here, Beckwith, Jenkins, Henry, Seda. I mean, everybody here can hit for pop. They can hit for average. This is a team that can surprise some people. I'm bummed they're in this division because I love Houston in the future too. I just don't know that Oakland has a time frame. Right? They're not the team of the future because that's Houston. They're not the team of now necessarily because that's LA and Seattle. They're not even the team of like the near future maybe because that's kind of Texas. I think Oakland could be a team that surprises the living shit out of somebody. Okay, apparently Oakland did give me what's going on, but I was dead on with it. Oh, now we're batting a little higher up in the lineup than I mentioned. But thank you for my Red Sox insider, Brett, also offering up some information on the American League rival Oakland A's. Right, so that's an interesting one. Obviously, you get Indians Twins, which is always interesting just from the point of view of the 2 GMs just despise one another. The game's going to be a blowout. The Twins are going to kill the Indians, as they will all year long. It'll be fun to watch the shit talking. Does anybody else think they have a shot? I mean, I don't know. I don't think Cleveland's even got. They're not going to make a lot of noise here. Sorry, bud. They're done. If you look up and down the lineup, there's some stinkers of some games, right? White Sox, Royals. Well, White Sox are another interesting team. They should be better than they are every year. I feel like we see this every year. I'm at the point with them, I'll believe it when I see it. And Jonathan Hodges knows what he's doing. He has a plan. It hasn't come together yet. And the Royals, while I don't know much about new management, are left in a good place by Brett Parker. So I think the Royals are going to walk all over the White Sox in this series. Mariners, Red Sox, again, what's the point? I mean, the Red Sox have a great future ahead of them. They got a great system. They have some good young players. It'll be fun to see them get on the field, fun to watch them play. Mariners are going to destroy the Red Sox in this series. It's just a fucking wild card factor. What are the Yankees going to be when they come onto the field? right? I don't know that I got a projected lineup from. Oh yes, I did. It was in the whole group. We all saw the Yankees projected lineup. Um, let me get to that real quick. Oh, sorry, Brett. I mean, no, man. I don't predict 85 wins from the Red Sox this year. I know I saw that earlier. What is it? It's not going to happen. Here's the Yankees starting lineup: D. Gordon, Arino Urias, Miguel Velasquez, Prince Fielder, Jose Abreu, Tommy Joseph, Jeff Decker. That's Jack Decker, isn't it? Isn't Jeff Decker in New York? The Mets? No? That's Jack Decker. Okay, I thought so. Jack Decker, Rob Sedagine, Floyd Wallace with Nathan Eovaldi, this former Cy Young winner, going. The Yankees, they could be great, they could be terrible. Who the hell knows? This team is such a wild card. I'm excited to see them get out there and do what they got to do. You know, the Orioles are going to be solid. They are what they are. They've done a great job of building who they are going to be and what they're going to put on the field, and their strategy is great. They're going to be interesting. They're going to be tough to beat every time. You're going to get the best effort out of the Orioles when they step on the field. The Yankees are a team that, who the hell knows? And I'm excited to see it. So we'll see what we're going to get. I mean, today's going to be an interesting day. It really is. It's at home, so we're going to be in New York with a team of guys that are new to the city, with that fan base. Yeah, I'm excited. This is going to be an interesting one. I still predict Baltimore to win the series, but I'm interested to see what these guys can do and what this team is when they're all put together. Right. Last couple things we want to talk about. I'm going to cut it short. I didn't have a lot of time to do a lot of prep work on rookies' years and stuff like that, so I'm sorry, guys. I'll put something like coherent together during the day tomorrow. I'll put it up pre-recorded, so it makes fucking sense. It's coherent. It doesn't interfere with the sim time. Braves, Phillies, always going to be an interesting one. Phillies have one of the best pitching staffs in the league. The reason I bring this up is because a recent projection was put out that had the Braves, who won the American National League East last year, who has historically been good. I mean, they have been finishing. I don't think the Braves have finished under 500 yet. One year, 2015, 188, but every year they've been above 500. The last 3 years, 101 wins, 89 wins, 96 wins. Finishing first, second, first. Made the World Series last year. Made one big change by trading away Matt Barnes and getting in shortstop Chad Scott. And they're projected to finish dead last in the American National League East, which is surprising to me. So I'll be interested to see if maybe some of the cohesion is thrown off by Matt Barnes. I mean, the rotation is not as deep as it was now, going Appel, Bauer, Pill, Kelly, Cadet. But the lineup's as good as ever. I mean, I don't know. I'm interested to see what's going to go on here. They're projected to finish dead last in the division. They go up against a team that has spectacular pitching and just won't really back down from anybody. In the Phillies, I still think the Braves win the series 2-1. But it's interesting to look out for. I mean, are we missing something here? Is George Lund really going to be a problem in the outfield? Is Pablo Sandoval done after that bad season last year? He looked great in spring, but who knows, right? Is George Springer a insufficient replacement for Hideki Abe? Does Armando Cabanas experiment in center field flop? Right, he looked great in spring, but who knows? Jose Rosario is taking over full-time at second base for Eric Lee. Now, granted, he's got a much better bat. Was the lack of defense really caused some problems? We'll have to see. There are, now that I'm talking about it, more changes than I thought for this team. But so we'll see. That's an interesting one to me. I don't think Philly's got enough to carry themselves through the division the whole year, but I think they could probably do some damage early on, and their pitching, which makes them a tough team to face. Cards Brewers is an interesting one. I still think the Cardinals dominate. We did just get the Cardinals roster in. Matt Lee, Yellick, Royer, Rutherford, Puig, who will not be starting today as he is out, still on the disabled list. Guzman, Espinoza, Gilliam, excuse me. If I have to put money on this, I'd say Cardinals take the series 2-1. Astros, Rays. Yeah, listen, guys, I didn't do enough prep work to make this thing interesting. I apologize. This is going to be fun. I will do a recap thing tonight or tomorrow about all these games. I'll do it recorded. I'll post it up tomorrow during the day so y'all can watch it when you're at work. I'm going to let everybody go because I think I'm literally just stalling and then making this thing. I'm just ruining everybody's night. Andy, if you woke up for this, bro, I'm really sorry. Go back to bed, and I will see you guys tomorrow after I do some prep work. All right. Take it off. I don't know. Nope, still here. See you guys.